Oh, oops, I didn't realize.
Nobody looking out their window.
Huh?
I hope no one's looking outside their window.
Oh gosh, you just went just pajamas.
But they're too
Huh.
small for me.
Okay, next time I'll wear pajamas and go for a walk and I'll put it all the way up if that makes you feel better. Okay?
Maybe just for a run.
Yeah, it's gonna look even more strange. I was like, wait, do I bring the bags with me? Oh yeah. I did. If I did, and I'm like, I have a piece of paper, but I'm not gonna pick it up with a piece of paper and then later put it back in my pocket and forget. I wish I had something like this RV. Well, he's not stopping us much.
I know.
Yup. Spoke too soon.
Yeah.
Let's go straight and then come back. Is that what you said? I don't know what you were talking about. No. What the? I don't know. Keep going. Feed him about 8. You.
When did you feed him?
1 something, I think.
But I'll feed him after.
What?
After we go home.
That's if he eats.
He hasn't eaten twice.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I always feed him once and then he doesn't want to eat the next time.
Oh. Hey, don't eat the. Oh,
He didn't.
oh no,
It's hot.
I think he's about to go. He's wanting to go. I hope he doesn't go right there because it's gonna be hard for me to like leap down to pick it up.
Please no.
What is this?
What if we're our neighbor?
Huh?
Next door.
Oh.
And I'm wearing this.
Oh wow.
And my hair is on to the side.
What's the title gonna be?
Crazy outfit of woman on the loose.
Oh my god. Walking a small dog.
Yeah. With soccer man behind.
Oh my god.
Or dog poop picture of her.
What? Dog poop pickup? Yeah, that's gonna be my new job title. Dog poop pickupper. What?
Yeah.
Did you say yeah? That's my new job title? Oh,
Why does he sniff the gun?
oh, he was sniffing don't know, cat poop?
People, yours?
Did you say my?
No.
Oh. This block seems longer than ours, huh?
Yeah. I said that before.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't remember. I'm your dad. I'm supposed to give you a hard time, remember? Right?
No. Why is he doing?
Is he?
No.
He's just smelling. I think he's finding his sweet spot.
It looks like the street cuts off right there, but it doesn't.
Huh?
It looks like the street cuts off over there, but it doesn't.
Oh, because of the tree?
Yeah, and the shadow. No, those stink. No, 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 no. No, I hate when he goes, Jeff, come.
No, wait, Jeff.
No. No, I hate those. Whenever he goes in them and I pick him up, he stinks so bad.
Oh, actually, this makes me sneeze though.
Doesn't it smell bad?
It has to smell, but makes my...
Bad. No, 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 these are words. Can you smell it?
Yeah.
Jeff, no.
As long as he doesn't go into like,
But when he goes in there, it's like his whole body's in it. And when I pick him up the next day,
you can smell it.
yeah.
Well, it's not like it would be worse if he went into, poison ivy. I like that.
Me too. Around here is when people are outside.
Huh?
Around here is when people are outside.
Yep. Yeah. Oh. Uh-huh. Hmm.
Look at his shadow.
It's bigger than...
It's huge.
It actually looks like a deer. Oh, there he goes. Now you can tell when he's about to go. Mm-hmm.
Remember I thought he was hurt?
Yeah, you thought,
And then I turned around to him.
Thanks, Jeff. Hold on. Huh? Hold on. I don't want to close up the bag just in case it goes again. Oh look, you're a tree hugger now.
Hello.
He's like, oh, grass.
You just did that. Where did Grandpa go?
You should know. So I just got back home. Just went for a quick walk around the neighborhood with my daughter and dog. Today, although I took an early nap. I think I napped a little bit, like an hour after I ate my lunch. But I didn't really do anything besides go for a walk with my daughter. But hey, any day that I go out, anytime I leave my front door, it doesn't matter how far I go. To me, that's my goal, is just to walk out the door. Even if I'm just sitting in my front yard, talking to my neighbor in the driveway or whatever, that's, I still consider that leaving my house because I walked out the front door, But yeah, today I didn't do too much. I was more like relaxed, like yesterday where I went to the mall, drove on the freeway, and, stay go places, not worry about my anxiety, not think about it. It's like when you think about it, and then and sometimes for me, when I think about anxiety, I start breathing heavily because I start it's like my mind is telling me stop thinking about it, But the only time I think about it or talk about it is when someone asks me about it, like how I'm doing with it, or I'm making a video. But other than that, I don't really think about anxiety as much as I used to. Before I used to Google symptoms and sensations. Like I'm pretty sure most of us that has this panic disorder, first thing we do is like Google our symptoms, and a lot of times they'll say, chest pain, anything in your heart. It says if you're having a heart attack, call 911. That's what actually shows up, and then for me, when that shows up, I don't think I'm not saying that, oh my God, this is not a panic attack, this is a heart attack, I better hurry up and call 911. Then I look at the time, I was like, well, I've been thinking I've been having a heart attack for an hour now, things like that. So after a while, I think I Googled my symptoms for like a couple of months actually, and then I stopped, and then when I stopped, that's when I felt a lot better. And then when I had my panic attacks came back, this was back in June. I mean, not June. I think in August something 2016 when I stopped Googling my symptoms, because like I mentioned before, in somewhere in August 2016, I had like a month and a half with little to no anxiety. And then once I got hit with once they came back, even worse than they did back in October 2016, and then I started Googling my symptoms again, because I started having symptoms I never had before, and then after that, and then that's when I went to the doctor, the urgent care in October 2016, and that's when they gave me medication. I'm gonna talk about medication on a different video, but yeah, I only took one anxiety pill in October 2016, and that was the only one I took. But like I say, I'll talk about that some other time, or maybe in my next video or whatever. But so by me stop thinking about my anxiety unless I'm talking about it has really helped, because my mind is not focusing on how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling good, I'm not focusing on I'm feeling good. If I'm feeling bad, I'm not focusing on how bad I feel. I'm just focusing on what I'm doing, no matter how I feel. It's strange because a couple of months ago I actually had I had a flu for like 2 or 3 days, and I still went out for a walk in the rain. I was still able to go for 3, 4, 5 blocks walk. Before I didn't have a panic disorder. When I had the flu, I didn't want to leave my bed if I didn't have to go to work. If I had the flu back then, when without panic disorder, I did not want to leave the house. So for me to leave the house with panic disorder with the flu, that's a big, that's like a big step for me, because before it didn't matter if I had the flu, I did not want to leave my house. If I didn't have to go to work, or if I didn't have to go pick up my daughter, her drop her off from school, if her mom couldn't um pick her up or whatever, things like that. So that's the reason why I see a different, it's a different me in a good way, not in a bad way. Some of my phobias that I had before are still here, but then some of them are like going outside when it's sick, when I'm feeling sick. It seems a little different now. The only thing that if I have an upset stomach and I feel like I have to vomit, that's one of my worst phobia. I'm still gonna have a hard time living if I'm feeling nauseated, but I still do. But there's times that I I feel like I can't, but I still do. It's like I'm having a battle in my head. But other than that, today was more of a relaxing day. Just walking around the block neighborhood. Even if I'm just going for 5 minutes, I'm still happy. You know, it's when you do something that your body's moving, and then you're going against your darts. Like if you think you can't go out for a walk and you go out for a walk, that's showing your mind that hey, I did it. If you think you can't do something, if you have a list of like 15 different things that you think you can't do, work your way up and try to do one of those things and then cross it off your list. And then you go realize one day you cross everything off your list, or almost half. Even if you did half of what you think you can't do and you did it, that's still a good thing. Because, before on my list of things I can't do anymore, driving. I'm driving again. Um, Opening my front door just to get the mail, I can do that. You know, go go for a car ride, go to the mall, go to a store, go walk around the neighborhood, go places. Those were the things that thought I couldn't do, but I'm doing again. For me now is my goal is to get back to working. Which it's actually making me extremely happy. I'm not depressed because before last year at this time, I was working on leaving the house. I wasn't thinking about getting to work yet. I was thinking about leaving the house. Now that I've been leaving the house, driving and stuff like that, my mindset is on getting back to work. If I've been applying for places, things like that. Even though if I don't get any cars, I'm not gonna think that as a negative thought, because it's a positive. It's because I'm actually looking for a job again. It's not like like what I used to say. I used to say, oh, I'm not going to be able to work anymore. Like my previous job, I was there for about 8 years, and then that's the longest job I ever held onto. But now I'm looking for another job. So that's, to me, if I don't get a call right away for anything, I'm still gonna be happy because I'm actually looking for a job. So I'm gonna find every little positive thought, every little positive thing that I do, and I'm just gonna go with it. When you have like 50 positive thoughts and one negative thought, a lot of time you might focus on that one little negative thought. So whatever you do, that's a positive. Go do something else that's a positive. If you're like housebound, or you were like me before, like where I was bedridden, where I had to eat in my own room, go eat somewhere else. Go eat in the family room if no one's there. If you feel like you can eat when there's no one there, just go sit there and eat, and then stay there for a little bit. You might say that's not, how is that positive? Well, think about it. If you couldn't get off your bed to eat anywhere else besides your bed, like I did for the longest time, once I start having this disorder, and then once I start eating in my backyard and in the kitchen, wherever, by me doing that, my brain is like, oh, this feels good. Your brain starts thinking, oh, want more of this happiness. If you smile, if you watch TV and then you smile because something made you laugh, you're gonna feel your body reacting to a different thing. It's like when you're watching a sad movie, what happens? You feel sad. When you're watching a funny movie, you start laughing. So your mind feeds off of what you're doing. So, if you before you go to bed, like 2 or 3 hours, go watch a TV show, watch something funny, um, and then your mind is gonna start thinking about that thing that was so funny, and then it's gonna say, "Oh, I want this. I want to always be happy. I always want you to smile, things like that, And it's like depression. When you're depressed, you're always gonna think about depression. If you're happy, you're gonna be happy, and then you're not gonna think about being happy. You're gonna just continue doing what you're doing because no one's gonna say, "Oh, I hope tomorrow I'm gonna be happy." It's when you're depressed, that's when you always think about being depressed. And when you're happy and then you have a bad moment, you're gonna think about that bad moment, but you're not gonna think about the good moment. Things like that. It's like myself. Um, where I used to work, I had some friends that I actually consider family because, when I'm having a bad day, they cheer me up. When they're having a bad day, I do the same thing for them. So I consider a lot of my former coworkers, friends, and families. So it's like you feed your mind with any little positive thoughts. Even though you think you can't, or you just have to watch TV. Find something funny, listen to music, whatever. Feed your mind something other than I can't, I won't, and I can't do this, or what if this and that. Because once your mind feeds off that happy dart, it's gonna hunger for more. If that makes sense, it's like me when I start leaving my house, when I start driving again in October 2017. My mind is like, oh, I can't wait to go. I can't wait to go here. I can't wait to go there. And then I went online. I started looking up places where I want to go once I start getting a job. And by me doing that, just sitting in front of the computer, I was actually smiling. I was happy. Even though I wasn't going to those places, not yet. By me just actually looking up, wanting to go to those places, that really helped me. But yeah, like I said, you just have to feel like positive mind. It goes your mind and your body is happy. If you notice when you're feeling depressed and then you're watching TV that's like news that shows anything bad, then your body is gonna react to it. When you have anxiety, you're gonna notice if you're surrounded by, let's say there's 10 people, including yourself, it's 11. Right? Let's say there's 5 people that are having a bad mood, have a bad day, and there's 5 people that are happy and good. What's your mind gonna feed off of? Your anxiety, your panic disorder is gonna feed off of that 5 people that is having a bad day, because you're gonna think, oh, I'm part of that group. I'm not part of this other 5 people that's having a good day. Because in your mind you're not gonna have a good day. That's how I used to be. When I hear people like if I hear like people around my neighborhood like outside, watching the car barbecue and laughing, and then I hear like some other neighbors like screaming and yelling for whatever reason, my mind is gonna be, oh, they're screaming and yelling. I'm not gonna like focus on the people that's happy and stuff outside. And then now my mind's like, if I hear like someone outside yelling, and then I hear other people like having a good time laughing in the front yard or whatever, I'm gonna just sit there and smile and feed off of their happiness. You have to feed off. If you feed off someone else's happiness, your mind and your body is gonna be like, oh, I want that, I want that feeling. I don't want that sad, depressed feeling. It's like I said before, whatever you feed your mind, that's what your mind knows. If you can feed it negative thoughts, you should be able to feed it positive thoughts. It's just that you might think you can't feed it positive thoughts because you might think it's too late. I was like that. I thought I was never going to get off my depressed state of mind, but now I'm like, every day I do something. If I walk out the door, I'm gonna smile. If it rains, I'm gonna smile as long as I'm outside. There's people that say, "Oh, I'm not gonna go outside because it's raining or it's snowing or it's too hot." For me, I was like that instead. I used to make up that excuse, "Oh, it's too hot. I'm not gonna go outside." If it's too hot and it's early in the morning, I'll just go wait till it's late in the evening. I'm gonna just drink some water and then go, stay hydrated. If it's cold, I'm just gonna put a jacket on and go outside. If it's cold and raining, snow, whatever, you just dress for the weather, and that's it. Instead of giving yourself reasons why you can't leave. It's like you could say, "Oh, but I'm scared. I might have a panic attack." What if you go outside and you don't have a panic attack? What if you go outside and you do have a panic attack, but you still went and you still were able to go for like 5 blocks. And then your mind's gonna be like, "Oh, look, you actually went for 5 blocks during a panic attack." And then your mind's gonna be like, "I like this feeling. I like how we're outside, even though we're panicking, but we're still outside." Once you learn how to give up the fear of panic, your mind is gonna slowly feel happy. Once you're happy, your body won't have that depressed feeling. Your mind's not gonna be depressed. You're not gonna feel the symptoms as much as you do, how you used to do. It's like me. Sometimes I'm walking around, I'm still dizzy, but I'm still outside walking around. Sometimes I still have a migraine and I'm still outside laughing and smiling. Like today, I had this really strange head sensation on the top right side of my head, but I still went outside and I said, "Oh well, what am I going to do? Complaining about it, like I used to, is not going to help me. It's just going to make it worse. And that's the thing. We make our symptoms worse by thinking for the worst. And once you get over it, it feels so much better. But anyways, that's pretty much it for today.